Hello. In today's lecture, I will tell you about vowels. So far, we have talked about consonants, and we said that to describe consonants phonetically, we need manner of articulation, place of articulation, and voicing. But vowels are quite different from consonants. The difference is that for producing vowels, we don't make a strong constriction in our vocal tract. So the air is coming out relatively freely. All vowels are voiced. I. Silent vowels wouldn't make sense because there is no constriction where the sound could be made. So, however, we still have different vowels, and we can define them in a slightly different way than consonants. We can define them by describing the position and the shape of the tongue and of the lips, and also how long they are. We can also describe vowels by comparison to cardinal vowels, which are the extreme vowels that a human vocal tract can make. And I'll tell you more about that later. So when it comes to the tongue position, we can talk about how the tongue moves up and down. And this will give us distinction between vowels like E, A, I, O. So the difference between words bead and bad is that for E, the tongue is very high, very close to the palate. And for bad, A, the tongue is very far from the palate. So the tongue can move up and down. And when the tongue is up, we can call this vowel high because the tongue is high. Or we can call it a closed vowel because our mouth is kind of closed. And when the vowel is very open, we can call it open, or we can call it low because the tongue is low. So E is a high or closed vowel, and A is a low or open vowel. But the tongue also moves front to back, and this will give us a different distinction, such as between vowels like E and O. When you say E, O, you will notice that your tongue moves front, E, and back, O. The same goes for E and U. E, O. A, A. So the first thing was vowel height, how high the tongue is. And now we can also talk about whether the tongue is front, like for E, A, or back, like U, O, A. And using these criteria, we can describe all the vowels. And here you have the vowels of English with word examples. And you can see which ones are high. So you will see that we can move all the high vowels from front, from the left to the back, to the right. E, O. They're all close high vowels, but the first ones on the left are front and the last ones on the right are back. And the same goes for front vowels. We can move them from high to low. So E, A. The only thing that changes is how high the tongue is. And have a look at all these words and practice all these vowels. So C has a slightly different vowel than sit. And C has a different vowel than egg. The vowel in C, E, is higher than E in egg. And the vowel in C, E, is more front than the vowel in sit, I, E, I. And in this way, we can describe all the consonants. But there is one more thing that I will tell you about in the next video.